Good morning, students. Today we are going to see how to calculate different types of combined means or even weighted means. So, first let's take a look at an example of combining means of two groups. So, there are two groups A and B. The combined mean of the two groups is calculated by taking first the means of the two groups and multiplying it by the total frequency or total number of occurrences, which we use the symbols NA and NB. So multiply NA with the mean of A and NB with the mean of B, and we divide it by the total frequency of the two groups NA plus NB. So gives us the average of the two groups together. So the combined mean of the two groups. So for example, here we have the groups 1 and 2. For group 1, the population is 112 and the mean is 114. For group 2, the population is 140 and the mean is 114. So when we apply the formula for combined mean, we take 112, we multiply it with 114. We take 140 and we multiply with 114, and then we divide by 112 plus 140, which is n1 plus n2. Now incidentally, because our x1 bar is equal to x2 bar, both are 114, we get the same values in both the brackets. But if in case they were different, we would have got different values. Anyways, so now multiplying the two digits, we get 12,768, and 142 into 114 gives us 15,960, and the denominator becomes 252. So as a result, the numerator is now adding up to 28,728 and the denominator is 252. So when we divide, we get 114. So the combined mean is 114 in this case. Now let's go to the next problem. It's a weighted mean problem where we have certain weights for each category. So now, for example, when we are calculating the average expenditure of a household, certain categories carry more weight, like food expenditure, rent, or interest payments. So certain things have greater importance and certain things have lesser importance for each category. So things which are of greater importance will be given certain weightage, higher weightage, and things which are lesser important will be given lesser weightage. So when you are given the weights or you know the weights, the way we use this, we use the symbol W for weights. So we multiply the weights into the x values, and then just like frequency, we'll divide with the sum of the weights. So we can look in the example here. For ungrouped data, the formula is sigma wx divided by sigma w. For ungrouped data, discrete and continuous series, when frequency is also involved, we will take sigma wfx divided by sigma w. Please note, we are not dividing by sigma f. We are only dividing by sum of the weights, because this is a weighted mean and not a normal arithmetic mean. So weighted arithmetic mean it's called, because it is using the weights as the measure of importance or relative importance of a particular category. So here, for example, we have different expenditures, and some expenditures have greater weightage. So the highest weightage is for food, which is given a weight of 7. Next is clothing, which has a weight of 5. Then fuel and lighting, which has a weight of 4. And miscellaneous, which has a weight of 3. And house rent, which has a weight of 1. So now we will use this formula. So we'll multiply first W into X. So we multiply 125 into 7 to get 875. 133 into 5 to get 665. 141 into 4 to get 564. 173 into 1 to get 173. 182 into 3, 546. Then we multiply all these sigma wx's to get 2823 or 2823. Now we also need the sum of the weights to take the denominator of the weighted arithmetic mean. So sum of w's are 20. So when we divide the total weighted sum of x's, we get 2823 divided by 20, and the weighted average is 141.15. The next example is of a weighted geometric mean. So instead of taking just x, we will have to take log x here. So that's the main difference between a arithmetic mean and a weighted geometric mean. So here For example, we are given a certain index value and the relative weights. So again, you have categories of expenditure. So here now we don't multiply directly with x, we first take log x. So you can use the Google or you can use a calculator to calculate log x. Then we multiply the weights with the log x value, and then we add all the weighted log x values. This we will take in the numerator here. Sum of the weights is 110, which we take in the denominator here. So 262.2414 divided by 110 gives us 2.38401. Therefore, our geometric weighted mean or weighted geometric mean is 242.11, because we have to take the anti-log of this. So when the anti-log value is 242.11. Lastly, we will look at weighted harmonic mean, not weighted arithmetic mean. So weighted harmonic mean, we have the formula. Here please see the difference from the previous two cases. The weight, sum of the weights is in the numerator and x is in the denominator. Or we have when we take the weighted harmonic mean, we take the sum of the weights in the numerator and we take sigma w by x in the denominator. So here this is the correct formula. So for this, first we will for the given example, first we will take w by x. So we will divide 5 by 3. So that gives us 1.667. We will divide 2 by 4, which gives us 0.5. 1 by 7, which gives us 0.1429. 1 by 8, which gives us 0.125. 3 by 10, which gives us 0.3. And 3 by 12, which gives us 0.25. Then we add all these weighted x's values. So weighted reciprocal of x. So we get 2.9846 when we add all those values. And then we take this in the denominator here, and the sum of the weights we take in the numerator. So 15 by 2.9846 gives us 5.026 as the value of the weighted harmonic mean. One additional point: whenever we calculate the arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean for the same table or for the same values, we will find that the arithmetic mean will always be greater than the geometric mean, which will always be greater than the harmonic mean. This you can verify in any example which we have done now.